Deal Surgeons, Elite Masterminds, what's going on? This is Diamond Life. I'm doing a review on swing highs and swing lows. So I want to explain why price will not take this week's low here. Usually with the huge candle like this, it will want to give us 50% of the range, the wick range from this high to this low, which is about right here before it reverses. Okay, but I want to explain this range theory, and I have a lot of examples here. So we at an all-time high right now. So what I'm doing is when I go to the left, you're going to see me back test all-time highs with US 30. So if you look right here, we're at an all-time high right now. The price has never been here ever. So we have a price went above it, but we have to constantly look to the left when we see all-time highs, and we have to look at the same candle structure. So we see that it wicked above the swing high right here, quote unquote, a swing high, not a high, not a candle high, swing high. This is a weekly chart. There's a lot of data on here. I'm explaining why price will not take this low this week. And if anything, it will just retrace down, maybe come down here and retest this high up here, which is also a bullish order block, a high up here. If anything, it'll retest that high, which is around 50% of the wick range, and then go higher. It will not take out this low here. It will come up here and take out this high. If anything, actually, it may come up and take out the high first and then retrace down. Okay. So, or it may come out the gate and reverse down, retest this high or somewhere here, and then come up and take this high up here. Okay. But based on my data, most likely it'll take the high out first, but that could be wrong. It could come up to consequent encroachment here, 50% of this wick, and then retrace down to somewhere here and then take out the high. But either way, it's going to take out this high before it takes out the low, is the whole point. Now, let's explain that. Is that just me talking, or let's see, I'm about to explain to you why that's true. Okay. So let's look to the left. So right here, we see we got a wick high up here as well. Okay, so when price closed this week, what we're looking for is look at the bodies right here. Just imagine if it's no wicks. We're looking to see what happened when price wicked above a swing high and it closed above the previous high, because that's exactly what we have here. See this? It wicked above this high, this all-time high, and the candle closed above it. It didn't close above this wick, it closed above the body. So we're trying to predict what's going to happen on the next week. Same thing's going to happen here. I believe it's going to come out the gate, take out the high, and then start going lower. I definitely don't see it taking out the low. I don't see it taking out last week's low, but it did here. Okay, it did here because it wicked above this candle, this wick high, and it closed above this white candle right here. And then it took the high and then it dropped and reversed. Okay. But it did take that weekly low. So that's something we got to look at right here. It took that low. Took out a few. The whole point is that it's going to take the high before the low. I don't think it's going to take last week's low, but keep going to the left. We got another. Hold on. This one is not relevant. This one is not relevant. Let me delete this one. So we're looking for all-time highs. That's what this is. We're looking for what did price do when this one is not relevant either. Yeah, hold on. I don't know why I have these marked up. The reason this one isn't relevant is because this is a swing high right here, but price closed above it. We're looking for a candle price action that did exactly the same thing of where we're at right now. Okay, this one isn't relevant either. I don't know why I have it marked up. This one right here is not relevant because price closed above it. Why do I have this marked up? Let's keep going to the left because we're at all-time highs right here. We have no structure to the left whatsoever. Okay, this one right here is perfect. So right here, let me zoom all the way in. So this is something that you can do. This is pattern. Price definitely follows the patterns. So if anything, I see price doing something like this week, meaning that I don't think it's going to take the low. You see it has like the same candle structure. And it just came down to retest it. Literally, it's probably the same thing that's going to happen this week. The whole point is it wicked above this high here and it closed above. See this candle here? It closed above there. So when price opened up, even if it pushes down, it could have pushed down, but most likely, I didn't take a look at this week, but it probably went higher, took out the high first, then the low. Actually, I need to screenshot this to take a look at what happened there, the price action for that week. Hold on. I'm going to do this to look at the price action for this week here, because it's probably this week here, December 17th, 2021, because it's probably going to do the same thing this week. Okay, so that's another example. The whole point is that price will not take out the low. So that means it's going to take out the high first. That's another proven example there. So we have to look at the all-time highs. Here we go again. There's another one. Again, price wicked above the swing high. This is a swing high. It wicked above it, but it couldn't close above it, but it did close above the previous swing high's closing price. Bullish closing price. You see in the next candle, what did it do? It came down a little bit, but it took out the high first. It took out, this is the draw on liquidity here. That's another example. Let's keep going to the left because we are all-time highs. Okay. Here as well. So price, this is a swing high up here. We wicked above it. Okay. It wicked above it. Well, this one, it did take the low, but it wicked above it on a bullish candle. So that's what we got to take a look at. This was a bearish candle. So this is not the same thing. But here it did wick above, but it closed bullishly. So it did, that week's low was taken. But even on the next candle, when it wicked back above even the previous high, because this was an all-time high at this time, because we look to the left, we don't see any highs. So actually this candle's high up here, this bullish candle was an all-time high because it was higher than this one. See that? And so it wicked above it and it closed above all previous bullish candles. Next week, what did it do? It went down. It probably went up first and then went down and then closed right there. So the whole point is that that week's low was not taken as well. Okay. See if we got any more of the same scenarios. Yeah, this isn't relevant. This one isn't relevant either. Why did I mark this one up? Okay, so here's a swing high here. We see that price wicked above it right here. See this candle here? It wicked above it. It couldn't close above it, but it did go above this candle. It did close above the body. And look what happened on the very next candle. You see, the very next candle, it went down. It didn't take that last week's low at all. It took the high first. That's all I'm trying to show. It didn't take it here. This was an inside week, but the next week it shot right up and took this week's high on this candle here. See? I'm just trying to explain why I believe that this low will not be taken. And the high will be taken as for the S1 draw on liquidity, which is last week's high. I think we have it again right here. This may have been some kind of failure. But here, this is a swing high. Price went above it. It didn't close above it. I give you that. It didn't close above it. And then, but the next week, it still didn't take this week's low. And it took the high first. And this one right here, this candle here didn't even close above. I'm talking about this one here. The one that, this one, the white one. It didn't even close above this one here. It didn't even close above. It just wicked above this swing high. And it still closed above. It still took the draw on liquidity here. So I'll be looking for buys for sure. I might just buy at the open. But show one more in the video. Just trying to prove that you can go to the weekly chart and look for patterns. I think this is fun. I mean, some people think this is a lot of work. It probably is, but I actually enjoy it. But go back to where I was at. I don't know why I marked this one up. This one wasn't relevant. Is this one right here? I think this is one. Let's see. This is a swing high. Here's a swing high here. This candle, well, this one isn't that relevant. I'm trying to make it where it's exactly like the candle where we are right now. That one is, just find one more. That's relevant. Okay, well, here we got a swing high right here. Price wicked above it on a bullish candle, just like where we are right now. It didn't close above this high, but look at the body though, the closing price. It closed above all candles, and then look, it didn't even take the low. It came close, but it took the high first, is what I'm saying for the draw on liquidity. Thanks for watching.